Well, good to see you, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today, impromptu live stream, very breaking important news. So, put on those seatbelts. Otherwise, you might go floating off into that deep, dark void. Alright, Space Fams, good to see you all. Quick shout-outs in the chat. Hermit, Ravy Baby, Look Bovine, Mike Toole, Papa Duke's Reference Frame. Omegastar, Narwhal by Nature, and Moa Noip over on Twitch. Well, it is Women's History Month, everybody. President Trump and First Lady Melania hosting a Women's History Month event at the White House right now as we speak. Perhaps they will be handing out an award, a Best Woman award, you would think.
Be best.
Be best.
That's really what it's all about, right? You gotta be best. If you're not being best, we got a problem. Got a real problem if you aren't currently being best. That's America. Alright, live. Live to the White House. Let's go. Let's see what's going on here. Big things, I'm sure. Omegastar at a 5-stream streak. Being bestest. That's great. That's great to know. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, lounge jazz music. Oh, it's so serene and classy. Oh, God, drink it in. It's velvety and smooth. Rich like mahogany. This is the sort of vibe, the sort of atmosphere I think you can expect here at the Gilded House. Get your smoking jacket. Perhaps a cigar. Your lovely wife, or perhaps better, your lovely side piece. I don't know. It's Women's History Month. We're celebrating all women here today. Okay, not just wives. They're not the only ones who need love and appreciation on this beautiful month. Glorious month where we talk about how great women are. I mean, they're not that great, and maybe they should have some restrictions on how they get healthcare, but aside from that, they're great. This is the kind of music you can eat an overpriced steak to and chortle. You could really get some good chortling into this kind of music. Not enough truffle butter on the fries. You're fired. That's the kind of music that this is. That's the perfect kind of music to fire people to. Good old spa jazz. Okay, the random beep was amazing. Thank you, Forbes. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We needed that. I needed that. Oh, people, get ready to celebrate women. Oh, better put on your Spanx. I'm trying to think of what we put on to celebrate women.
This is the very definition of totalitarianism.
That's true. That's true, Megastar. This is totalitarianism. Very best kind. Oh, look at Caroline. We're gonna celebrate Caroline. She's one of the best women, I gotta say. Top 10. Top 10 women. Wow, this is some classy, classy music. Waiter, we need more bread. Not enough bread over here, okay? Don't need your input, just more bread, thank you. Okay. Great, we're celebrating women. Arvin Trevino, what did you miss? You missed us celebrating women. Clearly. So many women in uniform. It's true, Moen Up. So many great women. And today we're going to celebrate women by taking away all of their uniforms. You don't need that anymore. Because you're going to make babies. This is the way we're celebrating women. Is by saying, you know, we can celebrate you not doing that. No more DEI. Be like Caroline and have a baby. Be like Caroline and lie for a powerful man. Find a powerful man and help him. And then make a baby. That's America. If you look at the thumbnail on YouTube, I made sure to cross out all the women, aside from, of course, the very best women. Melania, your Ghislaines. Those are the kind of women we need more of. High value women. That's a new concept we're bringing. We're bringing it back. HVWs. High value women. 21st century. Time for the women to prove. Time for the women to prove they too have value. Oh God, can you feel it? I'm tingling over here in the anticipation of celebrating women. I can't wait. Oh God. Can you imagine what this would be like in the Epstein ballroom? Ugh. I mean, really. You think that this is classy? With this, I mean, sure, you got the music, you got the, you know, the ambiance with George Washington here. But can you imagine if it was in the Epstein
Are you
ballroom?
still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
Now that would be a glorious event. More music. This is not what we're paying you for. Not paying you for silence. Thank you. Some classy music. Feel like Anne of Green Gables is about to pop out of here somewhere. And Mr. Darcy or whatever his name is. Very classy, some real Downton Abbey stuff. Is everybody feeling feminine right now? Are you ready to celebrate women? Have you done all the necessary preparations? Alright, we got a flagrant violation here. We got a man. We got a man in the room. It's not allowed. Illegal. Going by bathroom laws today. Right to jail.
Right away.
He celebrates women by being 20 minutes late. I mean, that's honestly, for Donald Trump, that's not bad. That's not bad time. He's usually like 45 minutes late for all these sorts of press briefings. So 20 minutes, I mean, that shows a lot of respect for women. A lot of respect.
Omega Star just cheered 100 bits. Hannibal fucking Lecter better show up immediately, if not sooner.
Where is Hannibal? I paid him big bucks to be here.
Immediately.
Should be here very soon. Very, very soon. On France 24 en direct, they pronounce Epic Fury as Epic Fury. Operation Epstein Fury. That's right, Chuck. Women are winning like never before, thanks to me. Supreme Leader Donald Trump. The very best.
I've been in bed with probably 300 women.
Saving America one woman at a time. I don't know where we're paying this pianist, but it's not enough. Really great stuff. Classy up the place right now. Just great. Just lovely. Waiter, one Big Mac and side of fries, please. What? You don't sell that here? I don't care. I don't care. Find it. You're fired. You're fired for not having a beautiful Big Mac. It was your only job to be able to find me a burger and you didn't do it. Very nasty. I don't know how you have a job. Everyone is at Francesca Fiorentini. Oh, that's right. Her and another woman are. Honestly, I feel terrible.
United States, Donald J. Trump, and First Lady Melania Trump.
I'm over here trying to celebrate women, but simultaneously taking away viewership from two incredible women.
You should be ashamed of yourself for having that thought.
Here I come. Please hold. Please hold. They got the music going.
Be best.
Everybody best. We're making America woman again. Aside from with voting and in other places.
Good afternoon. Please sit down. It is wonderful to see here in the White House so many incredible women this afternoon. The strength of America is closely tied to the role women play in shaping their children's character, education, and morals. The values cultivated within our communities shape the voice and vision of our next generation. A woman's influence.
How does she still? She has been in this country for like 30 years. How does she still sound like she's just fresh off the boat? Also, am I the only one? Does Donald Trump look like he's bored already? He's been standing there for exactly 7 seconds, and the guy already looks fucking bored. I swear to God. Am I the only one that sees it? He's like, she just started talking. He's like, oh God, look at him. Look at him. He's like, oh, this was a terrible idea. Never should have signed that post-nup. That was a bad plan. Now I have to stand here and look like I'm having a good time. This is terrible.
Generation. A woman's influence strengthens our democracy, capital markets, and time-tested business institution. Across the country today, women are finding unique ways to balance career ambition and family. We all know these incredible women. They dominate America's workforce now more than ever before.
Jesus Christ.
As a visionary, I know success is not born overnight, but rather takes shape after a long and sometimes challenging process. Often alone at the top, I follow my passion, listen to my instinct, and always maintain a laser focus. In solitude, my
what is Melania Trump's passion? Can somebody identify what Melania's passion is? Is it hats? I'm genuinely asking. What is this woman's passion? What does she do? Aside from stand there, what the hell does Melania Trump do exactly? What is her vision? What is her vision and or passion? I'll take either.
Filling my imagination with originality. Attention to detail, demanding schedules, and multitasking are everyday realities.
Graphic design.
Towards success.
Oh. Really? Melania Trump's passion is graphic design, you say? I had no idea. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen anything she's worked on. That's really weird.
That's really weird.
Yes. The principle resonates across all my roles as a mother, humanitarian, philanthropist, and entrepreneur. As well as with my new film, where I shaped its...
I can't help but laugh. Oh, yeah, great humanitarian, how did she say it? Philanthropist? Great philanthropist.
Mother, humanitarian, philanthropist, and entrepreneur. As well as with my new film.
By the way, I know you might be confused. There's a difference between entrepreneur and intrapreneur. Entrepreneur, that's like when you're like a business person and you got like a business and you're selling things to people or whatever. An intrapreneur is somebody who's just sort of already wealthy and is just doing a lot of moving of money. It's complicated.
Follow the rich white man.
Where I shaped its creative direction, served as a producer, managed post-production, and activated the marketing campaign. Curiosity.
Oh no, dude. Oh my god, she's gonna be put. That's on Melania's resume. She's already. I love this. I love this. Oh my god. I did a very successful job on the documentary made for me by the tech oligarch who was trying to gain favor with my husband. I did the marketing and I did the directing. I'm very successful in the film movie business.
Be best.
Everybody best.
It's a core value that keeps me ahead of the curve. Curiosity begets knowledge, opening doors to ideas and industry that I have otherwise overlooked. This unrestricted mindset has led me to build across very different sectors: fashion, digital assets, publishing, accessories, skincare, commercial television, and of course, filmmaking.
Yes, her unrestricted mindset, unrestricted by concerns of, I don't know, the peasantry. Like, I don't know, how am I going to pay for all this? Oh, that's right, husband. Husband, I need $1 billion. No? You say ask Amazon? Okay.
The lessons
Jeffy Bezos, do you have money for me
when
to do
launching
movie?
my earliest ventures, such as how to build a brand, create superior product design, and activate an advertising campaign.
I think we'd all love to live that unrestricted life that Melania is living. You're completely unrestricted by concerns of homelessness or whatever else, you know. Like, that's the dream right there. You can really achieve greatness when you're unrestricted by, capital, the concerns of capital restrictions. It's like literally anything. The sky's the limit, really. It's all about you. And that's why she's such a great visionary, because there's no cap. There's no cap on what kind of budget she can acquire for her visions. That's the thing about it. You and I, we might have ideas, sure, but can we get them into the real world? No. No one will fund it for us. And that's why we suck. Write that down.
As relevant today. Markets evolve, technologies change, but the fundamentals of thoughtful leadership and continuous learning are everlasting.
Warthog, Trump is a war criminal, what do you say? I think you found the right chat, Warthog. That's what I say.
To all of the young women,
At least you found the right stream.
Entrepreneurs, and future leaders, make time for yourself, educate yourself daily, and spread your passion. Be courageous and take risks. Advance your profession through inspiration. Be a bold chief executive while keeping your family, if you choose so, at the center of your nation's future. And now, it is my privilege to introduce our Commander-in-Chief, who throughout his career has demonstrated a strong commitment to promoting women in leadership roles. Please welcome the President, Donald J. Trump. Be best. Be best.
Well, thank you very much. Movie star, can you believe this? Can you believe it?
Can you believe it? I mean, he must know. He has to know that what he's saying is complete bullshit. It's like he's like contractually obligated to I'm fairly certain. In order for him, for Melania not to leave him, I'm really starting to pick up on this. I'm fairly certain Donald Trump is like contractually obligated to do some of this stuff. There's no way. There's no way that he actually thinks Melania is a fucking movie star. She's the star of a documentary. Right? Like that's not a movie star. You're not an actress. You're playing yourself. You're just walking around answering questions. That's not a movie star. He must know that. I mean, this man, if anything, Donald Trump understands ratings. He can't possibly think that Melania, nobody, even Melania can't, maybe Melania. Everyone but Melania knows that she is not a movie star, okay? Come on, let's be real.
That wasn't supposed to happen. We were supposed to have a nice, normal life. But she's terrific and big success. And I think it was #1 last night streaming. It went on streaming last night. It was #1. So I don't know. Maybe she's getting a little too big for the White House. We'll have to think about it. Anyway, thank you, honey. She really is something.
What's that? What?
Really congratulate.
I can't do the Melania accent right now. Oh my God. I feel like Melania's like, what? I can leave? Finally. Yay.
you, and I want to thank everyone for being here today. It's very exciting. It's always exciting to be with you. We love women. Women are the whole deal.
We love women.
And today is very special because we celebrate Women's History Month. That's what it's about every year. And before we begin, I want to send our love to the Michigan Jewish community and all of the people in Detroit area following the attack on the Jewish synagogue.
What? I don't understand. I thought we were here to talk about women. He's like, we love women. And because we love women, let's talk about the Jewish community in Detroit. It's I don't think Donald Trump's I don't think he knows how to run this. He's like, all right, how do we celebrate women? Let's think. Have you heard of the Jews from Detroit? Let's talk about them real quick.
Early today, and I've been fully briefed, and it's a terrible thing, but it goes on. We're going to be right down to the bottom of it. It's absolutely incredible that things like this happen on another front.
Incredible.
Entirely different.
It's absolute. What did he just say? I'm sorry, but I've barely had time to catch up on this story he's talking about. But my understanding is there was some sort of like a shooting / car ramming outside of a outside of a Detroit synagogue. And he's calling it incredible? Did he really just call it incredible?
What you talking about?
Did he really just say incredible? When my brain just broke. An really incredible thing happened. I don't think he knows what the word incredible means. Really incredible tragedy. What a great horror. The very best
Things
disaster.
Like this happen. On another front, an entirely different front, the situation with Iran is moving along very rapidly. It's doing very well. Our military is unsurpassed. There's never been anything like it. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And we're doing what has to be done. Should have been done during a 47-year period. Could have been done by a lot of different people. They chose not to do it. But they really are a nation of terror and hate. And they're paying a big price right now. We're honored to be joined by many extraordinary ladies, working moms, and amazing women who are making history themselves. You really are. I want to thank Second Lady Usha Vance, who's a fantastic person. Where is Usha? Usha?
Good to see you.
Donald Trump spent a lot of quality time with my
really
wife.
have been such an inspiration to a lot of women. Usha, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And your husband's doing a good job. The youngest and perhaps the best White House press secretary in history, Caroline. Where's Caroline? Doing a fantastic job, Caroline. She keeps me straight. She keeps you, no, sir, you can't do that. You can't do this.
Why is his face and hair the same color now? You gotta assume that he just goes in there and he's like, you know what? Screw it. Just spray the whole thing. It's faster, okay? I can't be bothered. Just hit me from bottom to top.
I can't do anything. Life would be so much more exciting, wouldn't it? Thank you, Caroline. Great. Attorney General Pam Bondi, my friend. Good, hon. Good. Got some big things in store. She's doing a great job. Thank you, Pam. Labor Secretary.
The very best women are the women who do things for me. Write that down.
Lori
Sincerely,
Chavez
Donald Trump.
DeReamer. Thank you, Lori. Thank you very much. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith, who just had, what did you get, 84, 85% of the vote? What's going on? You know? Now I can tell this story. I would, but Cindy Hyde called me up years ago when she first ran. It was a tough race. It was one of their top people in the White House. I won't mention the president because we don't want to mention anybody. Get yourself in a lot of trouble. But it was their top person, and it looked very tough for any Republican candidate. And Cindy Hyde was the one, and she was not, I don't know, not like the people that knew her loved her, but not a lot of people knew her. And she said, "Sir, could you do me a favor? Could you give me a rally?" I said, "A rally's a big deal." And I got there and she said, "Would you stay and do another rally in another part of the state?" Nobody's ever, and we ended up with 3 of them. And she won in a landslide, right? And now she's at 85%. And now she wins. She doesn't need rallies. I say, "Do you want me to do a rally?" "I don't need any rallies, sir." She got 85%. Good.
Melhol_by_nature gifted a tier 1 subscription to a Rock 121.
Narwhal, thank you for the gifted sub over on Twitch to eRock 121. Much appreciated. You know, I love how Donald Trump, what Donald Trump celebrating Women's History Month looks like is Donald Trump celebrating women celebrating him. like he's he's all he's done is talked about Detroit. And now he's talking about how how he helped out one woman one time, and how he's such a great guy for doing that. Like, it's insane. It's the same thing with Black History Month last year with Tiger Woods. Look at me, celebrate me celebrating women. Everybody celebrate how much I'm celebrating women right now.
That's because you've done a great job. Great job. Thank you very much. Representatives, Virginia Fox, my friend for a long time. Virginia, thank you. Kat Kamek. Kat, thank you very much. Thank you, Kat. Diana Harshbarger. Where's Diana? Diana, thank you. A friend of mine, a very talented person too, very smart, Victoria Sparks. We argue, but we always come to the same place. Doing a good job. And of course, Kellyanne Conway. Has anyone ever heard of her? She's fantastic. She's in there fighting. She's a Kellyanne. A friend of mine said, "You know that Kellyanne, I admire her, the way she goes in and she screams at those people she's got us," meaning the media. Because this is a man that doesn't do very well with the media. It's one of those things. But thank you, Kellyanne. And also, I want to thank the New York Stock Exchange and the person who is so instrumental in its great success, Lynn Martin. Thank you very much, Lynn. Great job. Great job. Say hello to Jeff, right? Thank you very much. Going all the way back to our nation's founding in 1776, America has been strengthened beyond measure by the courage, by the spirit, love, devotion, and the incredible woman. I mean, all of these incredible women who have served our nation, uplifted our communities, pioneered new industries, and been the heart and soul of the American family. And they are the heart and soul.
That's right, women. You're very best when you're serving America and making babies. Fuck yeah! Oh my God. This is the worst celebration of women ever so far. I know we've only been doing this for like 35 minutes or so, but really, it's really gone downhill quickly here. The music, that was lovely. That was a good start. And then it's ever since President Trump and the First Lady showed up, it's really, celebrations
Martha
gotten kind
Washington
of garbage.
to Betsy Ross, from Clara Barton to Amelia Earhart, and
Betsy
Rosa
Ross.
Parks to Aretha Franklin. American women have propelled us to even greater heights, and now the Trump administration is working.
I can't believe
every
he
single
just
day
said
to
the words Rosa Parks to me. I'm disgusted that he just said Rosa Parks. The Trump administration has been trying to erase Black history, and he's like, and the great Rosa Parks. It's like, what, are you the only one who gets to celebrate Rosa Parks? Everybody else is not allowed to. They literally started like removing DEI gifts at national parks. But but Donald Trump, he can talk about Rosa Parks. That's fine. I see. We must celebrate. We can't celebrate. We must celebrate vicariously through the president, okay? That's the thing. We must celebrate the supreme leader celebrating Rosa Parks. We are not great enough to do so on our own. We need him with which to what's the word? Symbiotically
America better,
engage
safer,
in
more
this.
prosperous for women and men, but
And men.
much more
Women
importantly
and men.
for women. And
Don't forget the men.
They are really the inspiration. They are so powerful and so important and so beautiful. I'm not allowed to use the word beautiful, but I'm using it anyway. Usually it's the end of your political career. If you say a woman's a beautiful woman, they say that's the termination of his career, but somehow it hasn't hurt too much. You're incredible women and you're
Sometimes saying a woman is beautiful hurts your career, but not for me. I can say whatever I want. Grab him by the pussy. Grab him by the pussy, and nobody cares.
beautiful women. Well, we're here to celebrate Women's History Month today. We also are celebrating National Working Moms Day, a very special day. And since I took office,
Don't
we've
forget
created more than 300...
Exactly, Mary. Exactly. It might be Women's History Month, but can we not forget the men, please? Okay? Can't forget the men. Women and men, of course. There's also men out there doing things. Can't forget them. Contributing to America. Women's History Month. Don't forget the men.
Listen to this
Okay?
number, 300,000 jobs now filled by proud, hardworking American women. It's a record. The number of women-owned businesses increased by 1.2 million last year alone. That's also a record. These are all records. Got a lot of records. Think of that, 1.2 million last year alone, businesses opened by women. Very ambitious people. Very, very ambitious. Very, very amazing. To support working moms like many in this room, last year we passed the largest tax cuts in American history. So our opponents, as you know, want to raise taxes. We decided to lower taxes. All my life, I've watched politicians. I've only started this about 10 years ago. But I watched politicians, and I watched them so diligently. I loved it. I loved watching. They would say, we will cut your taxes. We're going to cut your taxes. We'll cut your taxes. Even if they didn't mean it, they said it. The Democrats say, we will raise your taxes.
That's right, women. Celebrate me. Celebrate me again. Cutting your taxes. That's how much I love you, okay? Donald Trump, the most pro-woman candidate. Cutting taxes. Oh, it's the number one thing oppressing women across America is high taxes, and I cut them. Celebrate. Everybody celebrate it. Look at me. Making things better for all women.
But maybe that's why we won in a landslide. Maybe. But we did cut your taxes. And that includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. That's a big deal. And with us today is Heather Kell, joined by her 14-year-old beautiful son, Finley. Heather is a single mom and waitress in Hendersonville, North Carolina, a great place. And thanks to the One Big Beautiful Bill, she got a big, beautiful tax refund of $4,000 this year, which she didn't expect. And Heather, please come up and tell us how excited you are to receive that. Come on up, Heather. Thank you. Thank you, darling.
I can't believe they're bringing this woman up here to talk about her $4,000 refund while Donald Trump is probably getting millions of dollars. Right? Like, at least off in taxes. Right? Like, the big, beautiful bill is saving people like Donald Trump millions and millions, if not potentially billions of dollars. I have no idea how much money he made last year, but it's insane. It's insane. This woman's coming up here to talk about $4,000. $4,000. Donald Trump sneezes $4,000, and like, come on up here as a prop. You single mother, a working single mom, please take some time out of your day to tell us about $4,000, please. Thank you. Thank you for being a useful prop. Very helpful. Thank you for serving a powerful man.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here today.
You should be ashamed of yourself for having that thought.
I've been a waitress for over 20 years, and a lot of the people I've seen come and go in the industry are single moms, and they work hard. They're the hardest working people I know. And then at the end of the year, they're always super stressed out because they don't know where they're going to come up with the extra couple $1,000s that they owe on the taxes. And this year, I had to do a double take. I had to do my taxes twice to make sure this was real. I couldn't believe it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
He's not giving you the money. He's like, I love how he's like rubbing her shoulder. Like he gave her the money somehow. Because if he gave it out, he didn't. He didn't. She is just losing access to services that she may or may not know that she's losing access to in the near future. Like, we just cut a bunch of services, and he's acting like he just gave her a $4,000 check. It's insane. It's fucking insane.
This is ridiculous!
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
I love that ending. Wouldn't that be? That's from the heart.
I love that.
That's
Great
from
job.
the heart.
That's it.
Thanks, Heather.
I love how she was about to keep talking, and Donald Trump took the opportunity to interrupt a woman. Like, she looked like she was ready to keep talking, and he's like, "Great ending, thank you. Get out of here. That's it. We don't need any more opinions from a lowly, blue collar working mom. I just needed you as a prop. Great job, prop. Everybody clap for the prop."
Thanks, Heather. Spend it wisely, right? Thank you. Also with us is Nora Pruitt, a proud mom of 7 and a sheet metal worker from Baltimore, Maryland. She's seeing how our manufacturing renaissance is bringing opportunity back to America. And if you would, please come up, Nora. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Nora Pruitt. I'm blessed with a wonderful husband, Jason Pruitt, and my 7 adorable children. I'm a working mom. I used to be a housekeeper for 9 years. A year ago, I got a career job at Marlin Steel Wire Productions in Baltimore, Maryland. I was matched with great pay, a 401k with great match. I got a huge promotion to set up a wire forming machine. We only use USA Steel, and we only make in the USA. With the big, beautiful bill, we were able to buy one of the most expensive tools our factory's ever bought. Within that, it totally changed our lives. We were able to buy a 5-bedroom home on an acre of land. I just want to tell you thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow. That's pretty good, huh? So we have another person that I'm going to introduce. You know, they said, "You mind bringing up 5 people?" I said, "Not really, but it's a lot." Then I looked at him and I said, "How about some more like that? We want more." But thank you. It's great.
Oh my
Good job.
God. Oh
Another
my
one?
God. Oh my, what? 5? 5? You want us to have, you want to listen to 5 women, including my own wife? Are you kidding me? I'm the president of the United States. You want me to listen to 5 women? You're asking a lot. Okay? Just remember that for later. When you want to call me a sexist dirtbag, remember how very nice I am for letting 5 whole women speak. Okay? Write that
Benefiting
down.
from our
for later.
policies is Lexi Chambers. And she's a second-generation farmer from Virginia who's got two wonderful daughters, June and Tilly. They're benefiting from our one big, beautiful bill. I always say great, big, beautiful bill because I like it better, Pam.
I like
"Sir, that's not the
GBBB.
exact." I said, don't worry about it. It'll be just fine. Great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is. And the $12 billion in farm relief we issued using tariff revenue. We get $12 billion. We took in tremendous amounts of money. We're taking in money because of the tariffs, and really jobs are coming in through the roof, and we have factories being built all over the country. As an example, in the last administration, less than $1 trillion in 4 years.
Oh,
We've
my
taken
God.
in $18 trillion plus in 11 months. We haven't included the 12th month yet. So we're at more than $18 trillion, and it's a record in the history of our country. We've never done anything. And that was a lot
I love how Women's History Month, like every other celebration of other people, is just an opportunity for Donald Trump to celebrate himself. This guy is fucking insane. We're here to celebrate women, but don't forget the one man who's making it so great for all of you women. Me.
As a wife of a second-generation Virginia farmer, one of my biggest goals, second to teaching my children to love Jesus above all else, is to ensure that my daughters have the opportunity to farm one day. President Trump, your support of American agriculture through your changes and updates of the estate tax relief for family farms has allowed families like mine the opportunity to ensure that my daughters can farm one day. Thank you for your work on OBBB and your support of the American family farm.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's beautiful. You know, one of the things that we were just thinking about and talking about, and something so important is exactly that. You mentioned, I never mention it, but so big when you want to pass on your farm to your beautiful daughter someday. A lot of people, until we came along, I came along, we all came along together, you had a tremendous estate tax. They call it a death tax. You want the farm to go, well, they had tremendous estate tax. In some cases, they're sort of semi-land rich but cash poor, but that's the way it is sometimes. And farms were being lost all over the country. They were being taken away from the banks. And we ended the death tax. We ended it for the farmers, for manufacturers, and small businesses. So you're not going to be losing your farms anymore. Okay? It's going to be a long time from now, many, many years, 70, 80 years, but it's just going to have no tax to pay, okay? It's going to be in a long time. Thank you very much. That was great. One of the most important ways we can support women is by bringing law and order and public safety back to our country. And for the past 10 months in a row, think of that, 10 months in a row, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States, which is an amazing number. In 1 year, we've seen the largest decline in murder, in the murder rate, in 125 years. It's back to the year 1900. That's before my father was born. He never liked talking about age. He probably would hate me saying that, but it was before. Way before my father was born. And 125 years, the lowest number of murders. And part of that is what we've done with your department, Pam, and what we've done with some other departments. And Homeland has been amazing. So many people have worked so hard. You know, Washington, D.C. did not have a great reputation for security and safety. And now, as you know, it's the single, well, let's just say it's real safe. Because somebody's going to have to be very careful with the fake news media. They will say, well, wait a minute, there was a place in Tennessee that was slightly, it's gone from a very dangerous place where a lot of bad things happen to one of the safest cities in the country. You can come here now, and we've had an amazing record. It's been incredible.
Enjoy that, women. You're safe now. Thanks to me. Daddy. Daddy has saved you.
Daddy can do no wrong.
It's a real turnaround. Likewise, Memphis, Tennessee, a lot of problems. The mayor called, the governor called, and we went out and did a job. And in 3 months, crime is down 74%, and we'll get it down even beyond that, much beyond that. It was very quick. but I also deployed the National Guard to bring back safety to Memphis and New Orleans and all these other places, and they have done some job. What great people they are.
Safe now.
Our capital is now considered, in fact, here's a stat, the safest capital anywhere in the world. How about that? We went from probably the most unsafe. I think we went from the most unsafe to certainly one of the safest. And here today is an outstanding female law enforcement officer keeping her community safe, Sheriff Michelle Cook from Clay County, Florida. Great place, Florida. Come on up. Michelle grew up in a military family, started as an officer almost 35 years ago, and has now been sheriff for nearly 6 years, and she's done a great job, and maybe more importantly, she's a great mom, they say. I think you're a great mom, so thank you very much.
I think more importantly, she's a great mom. I have nothing against her being a great mom, but when Donald Trump says that, it just seems like he's like, actually, I don't know. Why is she a police officer? She should just be a mom. Like, that's what it sounds like he's saying. He's like, honestly, I wish we had a man. I wish we had a man for you on this Women's History Month, but instead, unfortunately, we have a mom. So, I guess, enjoy that.
Aren't I a good guy?
Mr. President, the only place safer than Washington is going to be Clay County, Florida. Okay, all right.
What you talking about?
Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Cook, and I am a 35-year law enforcement veteran, and I currently serve as the elected sheriff in Clay County, Florida. And I'd like to thank the President, Mrs. Trump, for having all these beautiful women in here today. Thank you so much. My husband, Don, and I are raising a big, beautiful blended family that includes 6 kids. And there's 2 topics that I know very, very well. That's raising kids and serving my community. Raising a family is an honor, and with President Trump's no tax on overtime law, families can now recognize additional dollars from their hard work. Up to $12,500 per individual, and up to $25,000 back in the pockets of hardworking Americans who work overtime to make their families happy and to provide the necessities that they need. And I want to say thank you for that, because it is making a difference in Clay County, Florida. I'd also like to talk about law enforcement. As I mentioned, I've done.
Would you like to talk about law enforcement? Oh, that's great. That's lovely. My question is if we're done with DEI, as Donald Trump has been saying, I don't know, I'm doing this accent still. If we're done with DEI, then why are we doing this? What's the point of all this? I thought we already got rid of it. Now we got women talking a whole lot, saying words. It's weird.
It's weird.
I guess it's fine as long as it's vicariously celebrating Donald Trump. As long as you're celebrating simultaneously the Supreme Leader. Totally fine. That's actually a good use of your time. Great job, ladies. You wish you had a chocolate city in this house. Chocolate city. A chocolate city.
5 years.
What's a chocolate city?
In this field. And one thing that I will tell you is that
it sounds
crime
delicious.
Will rise to the level that a community allows.
Yeah, I'm picturing a chocolate city right now. It sounds delectable. Where do you buy these chocolate cities exactly? Do you have to go to the zoning board or something?
To rise. And when you have a president of the United States standing up from the Whitest House of the White House in the Washington, D.C., saying that we will have law and order in our nation, that sets the tone and that sets the expectation. And I can tell you, it is an honor to serve my community with you at the very top, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. In closing, I would like to say God bless our first responders, God bless our military, God bless our president, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Jesus, I say that.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you. Great job.
Why can't I shut up about
No
Jesus?
games. I'm watching her. I'm saying, he looks like a tough one. Thank you. And I hear you do an incredible job. I got the word from Florida. Great honor. As we make our community safe again, my administration is also fighting for school choice and also bringing education back to the states so that you run them, right, Virginia? So that you run them from your local community, not from Washington, D.C. We've done that, and Linda McMahon has done an incredible job, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
And that's done so that American moms can send their children to a school that shares their values and everything else. The Trump administration listens.
Jesus Christ. American moms can send their kids wherever the fuck they want. Oh, already. We didn't need to dismantle the Department of Education for that to be the case. That's right, women. Enjoy.
Women
Enjoy
and moms,
charter
which is
schools.
Why we are doing more to help women struggling with infertility than any administration in history. This all started when I
Jesus
got a call from
Christ,
Katie
right to it.
Britt, a great
Right to
senator from Alabama. I don't know if she's here, but I never said be here. But she did call me and she said, listen, we have a problem. And she explained the problem. I wasn't that familiar with it, I must tell you. But after about 2 minutes, I understood it very well. And we really took that issue, infertility. We took the whole situation with what was
solved it.
happening. So many bad things were happening.
fertility
throughout the country,
president.
and we solved.
There you go, women. There you go. Fertility, the #1 fertility president. Yours truly, President Trump. Making sure you can have as many babies as you want, and in some cases, babies you don't want.
With my most favored nation agreements that we just had approved by other countries, just about all the countries all over the world, which had, they always said, Kellyanne, you couldn't get them to do it. I got them all to do it, and the calls lasted not even that long a period. I said, you got to do it, because we were paying the highest price anywhere in the world for drugs and prescription drugs. And now we're paying the lowest price anywhere in the world. They had to agree to it. They did.
Oh, it's the lowest. Okay, that's a
They
lie.
had to agree. They
Just so everybody knows that's a lie. We're not paying the lowest prices at
It
all.
would be impossible to get. The drug companies had to get them, but they didn't care because they said, you'll never get the countries, but I got the countries quickly. I said, listen, Emmanuel,
Look,
like France,
listen.
just as an example, you have to double the price of your drugs. You'll still be low, but you have to double it. No, I will not do that, Donald. I will not do that. Are you crazy? I'm not going to double the price.
What does this have to
But
do
this
with
has
women?
gone on for
How long has this been going for now? What does this have to do with women exactly? It's been going for an hour. It's been going for like an hour. And it's just Donald Trump talking about all of the things he thinks he's done that are super great. None of them really have anything to do with women. Remember that thing I did? Look at that. Doing such a great job. You're welcome, women. You're welcome.
And I said, no, you're going to do it. You're going to, no, I will not do it. Yes, you are. And I'll tell you why. Because if you don't do it, I'm going to put a big tariff on everything coming in from France or whatever country, because I made numerous of these calls. And it took me, the first answer was always, no, Donald, I will not do it. The second answer was like, well, I agreed to do it. And every single country agreed. And because of that, we are cutting your drug prices by 60, 70, 80, and even 90%.
Very next call.
Can you believe that? That's the biggest.
Not gonna
First
do it.
call, not gonna do it. Second call, actually, yes, I will do it.
Immediately, if not sooner.
Oh, God. This is so
We have a
fucking
demented, unintelligent person running the United States of America.
Jesus, the sound shot, I forgot. The audio is so low. I gotta turn the volume for the soundboard way the fuck down. The audio is just hella low for this live stream. Sorry to everybody's ears.
I made a huge, tiny mistake.
Thing to happen in medicine in so long. And when you think about it, it used to be, I had a time, we had a very successful first term, best economy ever. We did a lot of great things. We rebuilt our military. That's one of the reasons we're doing so well now with our military. I never thought I'd have to be using it so much. But when you look at what they did in Venezuela and now what they're doing in Iran, it's been amazing. But when you look at all of this, everybody was saying that this could never be done with the drugs. It could never be done. And in my first term, I was so proud of myself because I was able to cut the drugs 1/4 of a pence. Now, this doesn't sound so good, but I was proud. 28 years, drug costs went up, and it never stopped. Went up, up, up. And I had, in my third year, I cut drugs by 1/4 of 1%. And it was like a big deal because that never happened before. And I had a news conference. I announced that I cut drugs 1/4. It's the first time in 28 years. But now I cut drug prices by 80%. 75%, a low one, a bad one would be 50%. Think of it, 1/4 of a percent, I was happy. But you know, with experience, you learn. And these are the biggest drug price cuts this country's ever had by...
I hate to sound like a broken record, but what in the fuck does this have to do with Women's History Month? I'm just I'm confused. Am I the only one that's confused right now by what is happening? We've been going for over an hour. You just talk about, I have done such a great job. No more crime. No more crime. Drug costs nothing. 1,000% less. All of your drugs cost less.
25 times.
I solved it.
And I think it's going to make a very big difference. All you great Congress people back there that helped me. It's going to make a great difference. There's never been anything like it. It's called Most Favored Nation agreements. I got them with all the countries. And so now instead of paying the highest price in the whole world, we're paying the lowest price in the whole world. Oh, it's pretty good. And I'm very, very happy, very proud of that, actually. It should be the biggest story. I don't get any. Nobody wants to write about it. That's why I talk about it. They don't want to write about it. There was a little story like this in the New York Times. Should have been headlines. I picked up the New York Times. I said to my wife, "Oh, this is a big one. This is going to be front page." I couldn't find the story. I said, "Oh, they must have been a little bit late. You know, they were a lot late." So I figured it was the next day. I looked the next day. There was nothing. It's unbelievable. How would you like to cut drug prices, Kellyanne? How would you like to cut drug prices by 80% and not have a story about it? Something a little cuckoo there, isn't there? But
wait, 80%?
That's
wait. Did somebody explain to Donald Trump how percentages work? Am I the only one that finds that fucking hilarious? He finally got it right. 80% actually sounds great. 500, 1,000, 2,000% sounded literally impossible. I'm so glad the president knows how numbers work finally. Oh God, that only took a year and a half.
I'm staying in the race.
We won. The people got it, Sheriff, right? But I'm also doing something else with, I think was, not much. To me, I say, can this really be possible? We're keeping men out of women's sports. Is that okay with 90% of the people? And we're putting that in the Save America Act. As
Daddy can do no wrong.
Daddies are more stronger than mommies.
Citizenship. We want no transgender mutilization of your children. We don't want transgender mutilization. That's number 3.
No more transgender
we want
mutilization.
No men in women's sports.
I know that what he's saying is in fact just disturbing, but I love how he just came up with a new word just now. No more transgender mutilization. No more. Thank God that, honestly, I mean, don't have to worry about that because it's not a thing. Oh, God, he is such an idiot. No more mutilization.
number 4. And we don't want to have mail-in voting. Where the votes go, where the hell do they come from? So we do that. It's 5 things. They're all 99%. They say, oh, that's an 80% issue, like voter ID. No, I think it's a 99. I think the Democrats have it at 87%.
You have
the
a mental
leadership
health problem.
Doesn't want it. Why don't you want voter ID? There's only one reason. Ready? Because you want to cheat.
What is he talking about?
They blame it on all sorts of things. They came up, they said it's racist.
Okay, so he's going to celebrate the SAVE Act. So he's spent this entire time congratulating himself for all the things he's very questionably probably not done. And just to sort of he spent over an hour just being self-congratulatory. He let 4 women speak, including his wife. And now he's here to tell us no more transgender people, and we're going to make it harder for you women to vote. Enjoy that Women's History Month. This is what it looks like. This is the great Women's History Month. We're going to disenfranchise married women from voting. Honestly, I don't even know why you want to vote. Just let your husband vote for you. Much better. Much better
came
and
up
easier.
with things that you have to
actually.
say they're imaginary.
When you think about it, it's actually much more free. You could be free to do the laundry or the dishes. Or if you're one of the wealthier women, you'll have more time to tell the servants and butlers to do the laundry and the dishes. And or the pool boy. Whatever it is you ladies are doing with the pool boy. I don't even know what you're doing all the time back in the pool house, and I don't want to know. I lost track of where I was going with that, but the fact is we have a fucking deranged lunatic talking about literally anything but empowering women today. I'm empowering women to go back and make me a sandwich.
If not sooner.
Is great. No, we're not going to let them cheat like they did in a certain election that we won't talk about. But that election was, and they cheat now. Look, we're not going to let it happen. So we're going to go get the Save America Act, not the SAVE Act. Nobody knew what the SAVE Act meant. The SAVE Act, what save what? Save America Act, and we're going to do everything we can. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe we're having a hard time. I think anybody that votes against it shouldn't be allowed to run for office. You want to know the truth, but we're working very hard on it. It
shouldn't be allowed.
Every one of those 5 points, every one of them is, I think, close to a 95%. They say voter ID. That's an 80% issue. It's not 80%. It's 99%, I believe, and so are most of the others. So those 5 points, I call them best of,
99%.
Best of Trump. You know, like best of for an athlete. The best plays, best of. These are best of Trump. So hopefully we're going to get them. But I'm also keeping the men out of the women's sports, and I signed an executive order declaring that there are only 2 genders, male and female. Complicated, isn't it?
Jesus
male and female.
Christ.
I don't think the First Lady's going to have a problem. Am I okay with that?
Yeah.
She will
Daddies are more stronger than mommies.
That particular stance. I don't know. That's okay. We like that baby cry.
I love how that baby started crying. Thank you, baby. You vocalized all of our opinions for us. That was perfect timing for that baby to start crying. Oh, God.
Gonna have a problem. Am I okay with that one? I'm not, because she will say to me sometimes, I don't like that particular stance. I don't know. That's okay. We like that baby cry. Melania would say, I don't like that particular stance, but I think we're okay on that one. 2 genders, okay? Male and female. I think so. We'll be okay. And we have put the world on notice that America will not allow men to compete against women in the 2028 Olympics, where we have the Olympics. And Dangerous morons. We have the World Cup coming up, and we have 20, the biggest is 250, and I did all three of them. I did the Olympics, I got the Olympics. Then I got the World Cup.
What is he
then I got
talking
250,
about?
but I've never been given credit for that. They won't give me credit for 250 years, but I'm here for 250.
They won't give me credit.
They
won't give me credit for 250 years. Oh my god. He is completely mad. He is the mad king. He's lost his fucking mind. They wouldn't let me take credit for all 250 years. Oh my god, I need a drink. Oh no, they wouldn't let me take credit for all 250 years. I tried to convince him. I said, I don't know. I think I can make the argument. And they said no. And I said, whatever, I don't have time. Now, just really quickly, I have to look this up. Now I have to be on it. Now I have to actually know this for sure. I should already probably know this, but hold on. Let me just look at something here. Donald Trump was born in 1946 in New York, Jamaica, Queens. His father, Fred Trump, he was born in New York City in 1905. His father, Friedrich Trump, was born in the Kingdom of Bavaria in 1869.
Interesting.
It's just crazy enough to work.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump's family, Friedrich Trump, he got United States citizenship in 1892, like 10 years before Trump's father was born. And he's trying to take credit for all 250 years of America. It's kind of amazing when you think about it. Like, you have to really be a completely deranged, deluded narcissist. Just a complete megalomaniac. to have been in a country for less than 150 years while simultaneously claiming credit for the whole thing. It really is something. It really is something. Wow. I gotta hear that one.
The
more
World
time.
Cup coming up, and we have 20. The biggest is 250, and I did all three of them. I did the Olympics, I got the Olympics. Then I got the World Cup, then I got 250, but I've never been given credit for that. They won't give me credit for 250 years, but I'm here for 250. I tried to take credit for that, but I haven't been able to get it. But a person that I recognized immediately when I came into the room, I looked down, I said, because I didn't read, I can't, if I prepare my speeches, I won't have time to get things done. Do you ever hear that? I cannot prepare. So I didn't know who the hell I was speaking to, but I walked in and I saw this beautiful woman with the blonde hair. I watched that bobsled. I don't know how the hell you do it, Kaylee. But Kaylee was the star, big star of the Olympics and other Olympics also. And she's a 6-time Olympic medalist. Think of that. And she's won more gold medals than any other female bobsledder in history. She's a total champion. I watched the whole deal with you. You were getting ready, and they said, maybe, I don't know. She was prime, 8 years ago. They said that was terrible. And then you ended up winning again, You're going to be prime for a long time, I'll tell you that. What a tremendous athlete, and it's an honor. But I literally walked in, and I said, because I don't know most of you, unfortunately, but I knew her because I watched that whole thing. And she recently got back from Cortina, Italy, where she won 2 bronze medals as America cheered her on, and she's won the golds, and she's won more than anybody else. And it's amazing to have you here, and it's a great honor. Come on up, Kaylee. Please.
I don't know about braver, but it's a real honor to be here today. Yes, I'm a 6-time Olympic
You should be ashamed of
medalist,
yourself for having that
Cleveland
thought.
gold, but the title, sorry, I'm most proud of his mom. Thank you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You're here crying at the oh god, disgusting. You disgust me. Ugh.
My journey to motherhood was a 2.5-year process through IVF. And I was constantly told that as soon as I became a mom, my career in athletics was going to be over. I was never going to reach the Olympic podium again. Mentally, physically, I could never get my body and my mind back. And I think the ultimate way to tell somebody that, you know, they'll never do it, say don't do it, and I'm going to go out and do it. That's just how it goes. The ultimate dream I had was to become a mom and then be able to stand on the Olympic podium. And this year I got to do that with my 1.5-year-old son. Thank you. Yes. So being able to earn these 2 bronze medals, they feel like gold. They really do. He is my gold medal and will always be for the rest of my entire life. As a legal immigrant,
Would have been better if they
in the
were
United
gold.
States of America, a country that has adopted me. It's one of the greatest honors I've had in my entire life.
Oh. Did you hear that? You see Donald, he's thinking, uh-oh, might have to deport this one. Bronze medals should have been gold, sorry. Back to wherever you came from.
Immediately, if not sooner.
Should have gotten gold, Kirsty or whatever the hell your name is. I already forget. Kaylee something.
Having my 1-year-old son chase me around the Olympic podium, another huge honor and a dream come true. I want to encourage every single mother out there to follow your dreams and don't let anybody put limits on what you believe you can do. The only Olympic medalists we're actually allowed to award what's called the Order of ECOS. So every Olympic medalist in the United States gets an Order of ECOS that they get to hand to somebody in honor and recognition of somebody who's made a meaningful contribution to their journey to the podium, because Olympic medals are never achieved alone. So I am here today, and I'm so honored to present this, my Order of ECOS medal, to you, Donald Trump.
She's a Canadian. Kaylee Higgins, born in Calgary, Alberta. And another shameful woman presenting the Supreme Leader with another fucking medal that he didn't win. It's insane. This is the worst. This is the worst celebration of women I've ever seen. Oh god. This is the worst celebration of women that I have ever seen. And I have seen the 2004 film White Chicks from the Wayans brothers, okay? So I know a celebration of women, okay? Oh. Today's celebration of women brought to you by the White House, celebrating Donald Trump, the world's best feminist. That's why I get all of the medals from the ladies. That's why I get all the medals from the ladies.
Women are throwing themselves at me.
Thank you. So we only get one, but I want to recognize the support and the impact you've had on women's sports throughout the Olympic movement, specifically standing up to keep biological women in women's sports, to keep the field of play safe and allow for fair competition. Furthermore, because your policies are creating greater access to IVF, so families like mine can continue to grow as I look to become and expand my family again, I believe this actually makes you the first president in history to ever be awarded an Order of Equus as well. So thank you.
Oh,
here. We'll do that. Isn't he just the best? He's the best. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Wow. I knew I liked her. I liked her right from the first second. Now I know why.
Jesus Christ.
That's really nice. Beautiful. Thank you both very much. Appreciate it. So I'm going to now do a little
Best
signing.
one yet.
And the signing is going to be very impactful, very important. And it's something that Melania feels very strongly about, and so do I. And perhaps the people that I called before, come on up, and if you want, bring your families up. Bring your families, and we'll sign all together. Is that okay? Come on. So, you ready? Okay. No auto pen, right, Bam? Am I allowed? No auto pen. Okay, ready? Watch what I do.
Watch it. Watch me do it. This is how you sign.
So quiet.
These poor children.
Okay, we did it. You want that? Hand these out. Here you go, you champion. Won so
Everybody
much gold,
here,
doesn't know what
here
to do with
champion,
it.
have a pen.
It's gotten very valuable lately, gold. I want to thank you all very much. That's really nice. You take another one. There you go. Thank you all
Take it-
very
take
much.
'em, take two.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, that's enough celebrating women. That's it. I think we've celebrated women enough. Did I say, what did I said women are great, right? I said we celebrate them, okay? And then I talked about how great I am. Good, check, check, and check. We did it. We talked about all of my greatness, and we mentioned women too. And we even had some women speak. We even let some of them talk. So, there you go. There you go, woke DEI people. We got the women in here. We got Kellyanne Conway. Look at her. She's like a ghoul. She's like a ghost. Like a scary plantation ghost. Like a scary, racist, slave-owning plantation ghost.
Is there anything you can share about the Old Dominion shooting and the Michigan synagogue investigated act of terror?
Tragic.
There you go, women. Do you feel celebrated yet? I hope so. Because that's it. We're going back to kicking you out of the military, taking away your health care, and your right to vote. Okay, so there you go. That's it. I don't want to hear any more complaints because I mentioned you. I mentioned you and I told you how great of a job I'm doing for you, so I don't know what else you want. Alright, you even heard from some ladies. Had some of your peers, your lady peers said words, okay? I don't know what else you want. Been trying very hard. People are complaining, saying I'm a sexist, racist piece of shit. It's highly rude. I don't appreciate it. So there's proof. I love women. Now, it's not clear Donald Trump does love women. I figured, what better opportunity than right now? Actually, well, almost right now, shortly. I got a few follow-up videos. We're going to continue celebrating women in our own way here, galactically speaking, if you will. Just a reminder to everybody, if you haven't already, hit the follow button on Twitch and the subscribe button on YouTube. And to consider contributing to the Galactic News Network, as we are completely funded by individuals like you. However, I did notice something. Someone I've never seen donate on here. I don't know if they want to be made what's the word? I don't know if they want this to be made public, so I'll keep it between us. It's incredibly generous. But somebody over on PayPal, while we were doing the celebrating of women over at the White House, donated to the financing of the galactic deficit. Incredibly generous. Honestly, we were not making very much progress on that, so that's incredibly helpful. I was getting pretty worried about the galactic deficit, but now we are back on track. All right. So, I know we did 2 streams yesterday. We've done a bunch of streams. We've been streaming a lot this week. Just a lot to talk about. But since we're celebrating women right now, figured we'd continue with our discussions, since I had a strong suspicion that we wouldn't necessarily get an adequate celebration of women here. So I figured we'd do a few other things. Talk about a couple of other things here before we end this stream here tonight. It's not going to be a normal length stream. Not going to do a galactic content goal. Probably going to end before the surfs start back up, hopefully. I'm trying to time it out so I can like raid in to one of the leftist mafia peeps, because I'm fairly certain that they have a stream tonight in a few hours. And of course they raided us. They've raided, a number of them have raided us in the past. I'd like to return the favor. It's never vice versa for me. We've gotten a lot of raids, but since we stream until the early morning, there's very few people I've raided into. Why are you booing, Soul Life? Like you're not gonna watch the leftist mafia. You literally raid for the left. You literally mod for the leftist mafia. What are you talking about? I don't understand what your complaint is. I might even check this out while you're booing and being a dick. we're gonna end the stream somewhere around, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there, maybe later. It depends on who goes live first. But yeah. I guess, yeah, right. It depends on who goes live and what happens on all this and how much content I actually have for this. But I'm going to eventually raid out, but we may do an Iran update stream later tonight. I'm still working on what I think I'm going to do is, since we haven't covered anything but Iran all week, is for the week ending report, we're going to talk about everything but Iran, or at least I'm going to try to talk about way more things tomorrow but I will possibly do a second stream tonight. So that would be 2 days in a row, 2 streams per day. It's like 4 streams, 2 days. I don't know how you could possibly be booing me. I don't see how you could possibly be anything but entertained. All right. Well, we just got done with the White House celebration of women. However, the president doesn't necessarily have a long history of celebrating women himself, unfortunately. We don't have to go back that far in his life for examples of his sort of lack of celebratory nature for women.
So I have, she gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. And, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. But she was, in my opinion, she was off base. And by the way, not in my opinion, in the opinion of hundreds of thousands of people on Twitter, because it has been a brutal day. In one way, a great day for Fox, and another day in the Twitter sphere, it's been very bad because she's been very badly criticized.
Let's take a look at
Very
I
bad.
couldn't care less about
Some
it.
ways good, other ways
She's
very
interested,
bad.
I'm doing your show. That's interesting.
There's an instance of Donald Trump celebrating women like Megyn Kelly, who had blood coming out of their ears and their eyes and wherever else blood comes from on ladies. Who knows? But really, I mean, that's just sort of par for the course at Trump International Golf Course.
When Donald Trump questioned Hillary Clinton's stamina, she was ready, taking on Trump with his own alleged words about a Miss Universe contestant.
He called this woman Miss Piggy. Then he called her Miss Housekeeping because she was Latina.
How rude.
Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
her
this?
name
Where
is
did you find
Alicia
this?
Machado.
Where did you find
and
it?
she has become a U.S. citizen, and you can bet she's going to vote this November.
Okay. Alicia Machado from Venezuela, winner of Trump's Miss Universe contest in 1996. With all the stressors after the event, Machado says she gained about 20 pounds. Trump claimed it was at least 40. That's when she says Trump publicly shamed her. The Clinton campaign had a highly produced ad ready to hit Trump.
Me imponía mucho. Yo le tenía mucho miedo.
This summer, Machado spoke of the names Trump called her, which Hillary Clinton had mentioned.
Miss Housekeeping, Miss Piggy, Miss Eating Machine.
Machado claims that not long after the 1996
It is so
pageant,
fucked
Trump pressed
up.
her into working
He's
out.
such a piece of shit. How did this guy ever it's insane. How is this our president? He's just a piece of shit. He's just always been a piece of shit his entire life. He's an unrepentant garbage human. Ah, God. How? All right, let's keep going through some of Donald Trump's, the best of Donald Trump.
In
Here's
newly
a
released
network we
audio
rarely
from back
go to.
in
I just couldn't-
2005, Donald Trump was caught on a hot mic while waiting to...
I know we don't ever go to TYT, but I literally couldn't find another one in time. I was putting this together on the fly today, so forgive me. This
In
is from
newly
10
released
years
audio
ago.
from back in 2005, Donald Trump was caught on a hot mic while waiting to appear on a soap opera. Now, a little spoiler alert for you before we roll this. When he doesn't know he's being recorded, it gets really weird. Let's listen.
And
She used to be great. She's still very beautiful.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news there.
No, Nancy. No, this was... And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
She's your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, the Donald has scored.
Whoa.
Oh, my man. Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out. You're like,
Set this up. That is very.
Will you give me the thumbs
Look
up?
at you. You are a
You gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up. Can't be too happy.
else off first? Yeah, let me. It's very fun.
You gotta give me the thumbs up.
All right, you and I will walk down.
Oh my God.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her. It's
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, what am I really attracted to beautiful? I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Look at those legs. All I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
Oh, it looks good. You can do anything. You know, like crimes.
Right to jail, right away.
The guy should be in fucking jail. What a terrible person. No, it's not just former beauty contestant pageants. I mean, former, what do you call them? Former beauty pageant contestants who have complained against Donald Trump. God damn it, I couldn't think of what they're called. That have complained about Donald Trump. And also contestants on Donald Trump's hit show, The Apprentice, have had some accusations about Donald Trump's behavior in the past.
All right, we're going to break into that interview to bring you to this news conference where a new woman is speaking out against Donald Trump, accusing him of past sexual misconduct. She's speaking alongside her attorney, Gloria Allred. Let's listen in.
Zervos, and I'm going to read a statement, and then Ms. Zervos is also going to read a statement. She will not be taking any questions. I will be taking any questions. Today, another woman has courageously come forward to accuse Donald Trump of engaging in an inappropriate sexual conduct with her. Summer Zervos was a candidate on The Apprentice on season 5. When she first met Donald Trump, she had great admiration for him. Unfortunately, because of what she alleges that Mr. Trump did to her behind closed doors, she is now deeply disappointed in him and feels hurt, betrayed, and embarrassed by the way that he treated her. Many people ask why accusers are coming forward now to allege sexual misconduct by Mr. Trump. The answer is simple. Some may have held what they allege as a secret within them for many years. Some may have thought they would not be believed against what they thought would most likely be a complete denial by a rich, powerful celebrity. Some may have feared the wrath and retaliation of Mr. Trump and some of his supporters. Some may have thought that they were the only ones who were victimized.
Good question, Dark Sparkle. This was from 9 years ago. This was live on CBS News Los Angeles. KTTV.
Much of that changed when Mr. Trump's own words on the Access Hollywood tape broadcast last Friday described his assaults on women in obscene language that Mr. Trump later described as locker room talk. This language was shocking and disturbing to many women and to men. Even more troubling for many women after the broadcast of that tape was Mr. Trump's blanket denial in the debate that even though he had used those words, he had never engaged in the actions he had described. That denial, in my opinion, triggered what is happening now. For Summer Zervos, the Access Hollywood tape hit a nerve. She had not intended to come forward prior to hearing Mr. Trump's words on that tape. But after hearing Mr. Trump on it, she decided that it was her duty to speak out.
Well, there you go. That was Summer Zervos and Gloria Allred press conference from 9 years ago. Coming out after that horrifying tape that we just got done listening to before it. Now it's time. Time for us to do something that we haven't done all week that, honestly, I've been wanting to do. And I felt now was perhaps the best time for me this week to talk about it. Maybe asking yourself, what would you want to talk about right now exactly, Streamlord?
Are you still
Jeffrey
talking about
Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been
Mr.
talking about
President, I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your Attorney General told you this was a hoax? What evidence?
No, it's not the Attorney General. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? I call it the Epstein hoax. Are people still talking about this guy? The Epstein hoax. Jeffrey Epstein? Epstein? I call it the Epstein hoax. That is unbelievable. I call it the Epstein hoax. This guy's been talked about for years. I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein. This guy, this kid, it's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net. I call it the Epstein hoax. They're wasting their time with a guy who obviously has some very serious problems, who died 3-4 years ago. And we like to say it like it is. Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? I call it the Epstein hoax. Are people still talking about this guy, the Epstein hoax? Jeffrey Epstein, Epstein. I call it the Epstein hoax. That is unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. The Epstein hoax. That's what I call it. Topley, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. We continue to grow over on Twitch. Although it's been very quiet over there today. Probably because everyone's used to us streaming in the middle of the night. But like I said before, we're going to do a late night stream tonight. I think I'll do another Iran frickin' update. Another one. I assume things will be happening more. I mean, I already have things for us to talk about on that, actually, as well as I'm sure there's going to be things to happen between now and then. I'll probably start around the time the leftist mafia is wrapping up. You know, galactic programming abounds. All right, let's go to CNN from Sunday. And talk about the latest Epstein files, tying Donald Trump to allegations of sexual assault.
Newly released documents that were missing from the Epstein files contain serious, unverified allegations against President Trump. The Justice Department posted 3 FBI memos describing interviews with a woman who accuses both Jeffrey Epstein and President Trump of sexually assaulting her when she was a teenager. The White House calls the accusations completely baseless. CNN's Paula Reed is in Washington with the latest. And Paula, these were missing from earlier file releases, right?
That's right. And this individual was interviewed by the FBI 4 times. And initially, only 1 memo was released in that initial batch of documents released by the Justice Department. And that was an interview where she made allegations against Jeffrey Epstein, but not against President Trump. Now, yesterday, these additional summaries were released, and they detail the types of allegations that she made against President Trump, where she describes being introduced to him. She alleges that he asked everyone to leave the room and, quote, mentioned something to the effect of, quote, let's teach you how little girls are supposed to be, and then describes an encounter where he pushes her head down to his penis and then told agents she bit Trump, who then allegedly struck her and said something like, get this little expletive the hell out of here. Now, in her 3rd interview, she allegedly said that she was receiving threatening calls. And in her 4th interview, it's interesting, she told investigators that she was concerned about why she was even coming forward because the statute of limitations had passed. Now,
This is a horrifying fucking story. True or not, it's just difficult. It's just difficult to listen to. If it is true, we have a man in office who abuses children.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
My next guest is a survivor of Epstein. Annie Farmer joins us now. Annie, let me start off by saying I know asking you about the worst experience of your life is not fun for you, not really for me either. How are you?
Oh, I appreciate that, Jake. I'm doing all right. I'm glad to be with you.
What questions might you have for Attorney General Pam Bondi?
Is the most fucked up possible way to say that, Jake. There's something wrong with this guy.
You have a mental health problem. You have a mental health problem.
I have a lot.
Like I'm not did Jake really? I mean, I can't. It's hard to get past it. Did Jake actually say I'm not having that much fun talking about it, implying that he's having some amount of fun? Like he's such a dick. He's such a dick. Like this should be a serious interview about a woman who but he's like we're just having fun here. I mean, you're not having fun. He's like what? What are you talking about, Jake? How does this guy still have a job? Go write a book, Jake. Go write a book about the president's health or something like that, or about how
really
journalism
happy to
has died.
That Pam Bondi has, there was people on both sides of the aisle came together to say that she needs to testify between the House Oversight Committee, because I think, when she was in front of the Judiciary Committee, she refused to even acknowledge survivors. The questions that were asked, there was a lot of, deflection and avoidance. And so really, we still don't understand how this release of information was so terribly botched when again and again we see powerful people being protected and information about survivors, not being properly redacted. So I think we have a lot of questions for her.
I'll remind our viewers that when Attorney General Bondi was asked about a matter relating to the Epstein files, she started talking about how the Dow had reached 50,000, and that's what members of Congress should have been focused on. Over the last few weeks, we have seen across the pond in foreign countries, investigations start, foreign leaders get in trouble, even a former member of the Royals. There has been some accountability for actions related to the case. What does it tell you that the U.S. government is not, at least as far as we know, doing so in terms of investigations and accountability?
I think a lot of people are looking at this and wondering why. What is it that's different that's happening here? I mean, we know this was a global conspiracy. So, there were people all over the world involved in this operation. And so I'm glad to see that people are doing things overseas. It makes me hopeful that real investigations could happen. But I do feel frustrated that that's not happening here. I think.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think Annie is the only one who's frustrated by the fact that we're doing nothing here in the United States about all of this, while at least some amount of accountability is seen overseas. But honestly, for there to be maximum accountability, even including overseas, the United States has to do its part. Like actually do an investigation instead of a cover-up, because we're the ones with the files and all would have all of the information. That's just the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of fucking documents and pictures and videos and whatever else the hell they have. Police reports, FBI statements, surveillance. Who knows? Who knows what they fucking have at this point? Could be anything. At this point, I'm fairly certain Epstein has had like footage of the first human contact with aliens or something. Like, it's not good. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You are not funny.
All right, let's keep talking about Jeffrey Epstein. I've had it. I have had it with this week.
In the middle of Trump's disastrous presidency, wherein he has led us into a wildly unpopular and very illegal war that the Democrats, four of them in particular, refused to vote against, the DOJ dropped some more information about the President of the United States and sexual abuse towards children. This keeps getting worse. The more that comes out in this Epstein case, the more you realized how compromised this administration is. Pop up the headline, Kylie. Forbes is reporting the Justice Department released more Epstein files Thursday that include allegations made by a woman accusing President Donald Trump of sexually abusing her when she was a minor. The DOJ said the files had not been released after they had been, quote, incorrectly coded as duplicative. Justice Department releases some missing Epstein files. So this is really, number one, disturbing. But number two, interesting that this got
do you know what we're here
dumped
for?
in the middle of all of the American and Israeli lies.
Whoa. Raid out of the blue from someone by the name of James from the internet. I don't think I'm even familiar with your channel. Welcome in. Welcome in, James. And Jamesians. Whatever you call yourselves, viewers of James from the internet. Hope the stream was good. We're just celebrating women right now. We just got done watching the White House event with Donald and Melania.
Be best.
We're being best right now, and the best way to be best is by talking about some other things relating to women right now. That's the Epstein files.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Thank you for the follows, Ponder Monkey. I see some redolent thought emotes in here. I think you've all found the right place.
Propaganda and obfuscation about this very illegal war that they have gotten us into, where they are carpet bombing civilians, by the way. Pop up this next post, Kylie. Brian Allen reports, I have the FBI document, and he lists the case number, August 7th, 2019. A woman describes being introduced to Trump by Epstein at age 13 to 15. Trump cleared the room, and he said, and this is really disturbing, let me teach you how little girls are supposed to be. She fought back, and he struck her. She told the...
Okay, since we just listened to this harrowing story, I'm not gonna make us listen to it again. It's just so disturbing. I can't do it again. I'm sorry, especially for those of you who just tuned in. But it's just so gross. You could pause it if you want to know what is said in this. You can pause it right now and just read the transcript. But I just don't want to hear it again. It's offensive to my ears.
Files dropped. So, viewer, as the Epstein, it's law now. All of this has to be released. Every time there's a dump, it gets worse and worse. We find out that almost everybody in his administration, all of the billionaires and oligarchs that have bent the knee to this man are in the Epstein files, that they're all linked. And then right before this comes out, he colludes with war criminal and homicidal maniac Benjamin Netanyahu to bomb Iran. It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. The lack of moral clarity in the opposition party. Now, some of them, like Ro Khanna and others, have rock solid moral clarity, but I'm talking about the leadership. We have a adjudicated rapist, a con man, an insurrectionist, a criminal that is president of the United States. And just when you think it can't get worse for him, it gets way worse. And so that he can distract from all of this, he starts a war with Iran. And now he's demanding that the president of Iran let Bibi off the hook. Pardon Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yep, that's what we've been saying all week, really for the last 2 weeks now. This whole Iran war is just a way to get everybody to stop talking about those Jeffrey Epstein files. Operation Epstein Fury. Thank you, whichever mod just gave a shout out to James there. By the way, what were you guys talking about over there, James? I should follow you. Somehow I haven't heard of you. And yet I see a whole bunch of raiders in here that I feel like I've seen in other places, other chats I've been in, other spaces that I find myself in on Twitch. Damn, we got like 200 people watching right now across the galactic tri-stream. That's right. By the way, if you're on YouTube, go follow us on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, don't forget we've got a YouTube channel where we're streaming 2 times. That's right. 1, 2. Horizontal and vertical stream on YouTube. The trifecta, exactly. The trifecta stream. As well as, don't forget, all of our streams get logged on YouTube, so while they may disappear on Twitch, they aren't gone forever. You just gotta switch platforms and you can rewatch them later. There's also a bunch of clips over there that I've been meaning to get back to doing. I've been very bad. Honestly, ever since Trump took office, I've been terrible at posting clips. Really, really bad. Mostly because I've just been overwhelmed by the goddamn news cycle. The goddamn news cycle, okay? It's not my fault. Don't blame me. Also, thank you, Rubert, for the follow, and Lucid Dree. Much appreciated. Good to have you folks here. We've been making some strides on Twitch. We've been doing the stream now for over 2 years. 2 years and almost 1 month to the day. On YouTube and on Twitch. Took a break from Twitch for like 6 months. Came back because we got banned on YouTube for 3 months. Doubled our followers. More than doubled at this point. It's nice to see things changing over there on Twitch because most of our viewership has been on YouTube for that 2-year period. Until more recently in galactic history. Alright. We are going to keep talking about Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files.
About Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
And we honestly do not go to this place for much other than on-the-ground coverage. But Status Quo is, I think, one of the only places I've found talking about this. This thing discovered in the files. Of course, as we all know, the files are incredibly vast, millions and millions of them. And they've uncovered something truly, perhaps revelatory about the demise of Jeffrey Epstein, if it is in fact true.
Later, after learning Epstein had died, he said inmates said, quote, Miss Noel killed Jeffrey. An FBI 302 interview with an inmate in the Metropolitan Correctional Center where Jeffrey Epstein was found dead on August 10th, 2019, told agents that he overheard a prison guard and others talking about covering up Epstein's death.
You can help build the only independent news outlet, always on the ground with the people, for as low as 16 cents a day.
Corporate media, they've been lying to us for years, and you're going straight to the people.
Flint, Michigan.
Brooklyn, New York.
Government sending one more you to the residents of Chicago.
We need as many independent voices as possible, and that's why what you guys do is so important.
covering what the corporate media covers up.
Hey, it's JT Siskowski with Status Coup. Some new revelations from inside of the Epstein files are raising new questions about Jeffrey Epstein's death, his supposed suicide specifically. It's a new, never before seen account from someone who was also being housed inside the same jail as Jeffrey Epstein. But there is also new reporting out from the New York Post about how the guards who were supposed to be watching Jeffrey Epstein, one of them was Googling Epstein in the minutes before his body was found, and also had taken in some suspiciously large cash deposits into her bank account. But I want to start with this accounting from the inmate inside of the jail. This is reporting from Julie K. Brown, who is, of course, the investigative journalist at the Miami Herald, who broke open Jeffrey Epstein's story again in 2018, where she goes with the headline, DOJ docs FBI interview raised new questions about Epstein's suicide. An FBI 302 interview with an inmate in the Metropolitan Correctional Center where Jeffrey Epstein was found dead on August 10th, 2019, told agents that he overheard a prison guard and others talking about covering up Epstein's death. The inmate, in an FBI interview on August 28th, 2 weeks after Epstein's death, claimed that he and other inmates heard the commotion after Epstein's body was found in his cell. Quote, breathe, breathe, unquote. He recalled officers shouting about 6:30 a.m. Then he heard an officer say, dudes, you killed that dude, unquote. A female guard then replied, if he is dead, we're going to cover it up, and he's going to have an alibi. My officers, the FBI notes said. The inmate claimed that the whole tier overheard the exchange. So this is quite the claim to be made by an inmate there. And it should be noted that you would hope that the FBI did follow-on interviews with some of the other inmates being held inside of that.
Yeah, that would be quite the revelation that you would think you would want to follow up on if in fact the entire tier of this jail heard this conversation.
Center. That if everybody on the tier heard that, then you would think that other prisoners would be able to verify this account as this one prisoner whose identity we don't know because it is redacted within the files has laid out. This should be pretty easy to follow up on, but so far from trolling through the Epstein files, we have not seen another one of these 302 interviews with another member of that jail come to light. Could still be. There is millions of files here to piece through. They still could, but at least as of right now, it does not appear that the Department of Justice really did the necessary follow-up here. The FBI did not do the necessary follow-up in its investigations as to exactly what happened around Jeffrey Epstein's death. Returning here to the reporting. Later, after learning Epstein had died, he said inmates said, quote, Miss Noel killed Jeffrey, unquote. The handwritten 5-page report was taken in connection with a proffer agreement with the witness, the report noted. The name of the inmate is redacted from the report, and this is the
Suffice to say, there seems to be a lot more. We've been saying it for too long now. I felt like a complete conspiracy theorist. That's why we need this tinfoil hat. But the fact is it seems like some of these things I've said about the circumstances around Jeffrey Epstein's death just didn't make very much sense. And now with more revelations like the ones in the Status Coup video, lead me to think that I may be onto something with all of that. Oh, and thank you for the follow over on Twitch to Alexi Mero. Much appreciated. You dropped your jewel 2 inches onto your desk and it broke. You're down to 1 jewel and you just did it again. Well, maybe you should stop dropping your jewel. I know that I, of all people, really have nothing to stand on because I'm always knocking things over here. But come on. Come on, buddy. All right, back to the I've Had It pod with more Epstein revelations. This time it's who those Epstein files are being revealed to.
Some explosive news coming out of Reuters yesterday, and it is that the Epstein files were hacked in 2023. Pop this headline up, Kylie. Exclusive: foreign hacker in 2023 compromised Epstein files held by FBI.
Illegal.
Source and documents show. So Representative Ted Lieu has some analysis here, which I think is spot on. Pop up his post. A foreign hacker likely has the Epstein files. The best way to prevent blackmail of government officials such as Trump and Howard Lutnick would be for Pam Bondi to stop the cover up and release all the Epstein files as required by law. So let's think about this for a second. Somebody, some foreign entity, and this isn't probably just some individual hacker, this is probably some spy agency, Mossad, etc. So who has the Epstein files? Who has the copies of the Epstein files? And that's a really important question. And so I go back to the time.
It's a very disturbing thought. Who has the files? Who the hell hacked the entire files and has them? And she makes a fair point. It probably is some sort of foreign government or something like that. A lot of revelatory information in those files. Sensitive information. Very blackmailable
Of 2023, why wasn't this announced then when Biden was president? During the transition, why wasn't this leaked that, hey, somebody hacked into the Epstein files and there's compromising information about the incoming president in these files, and he's very susceptible to blackmail? Like, every time I look at this whole thing and why we're here being governed by this abuser, Donald Trump, incompetent, dementia-ridden abuser, I'm always like, where are the guardrails? Like, just a year and a half ago, Joe Biden was president. They were transitioning. Did anybody set up any for this thing? And we're all just kind of out here, like, thank God Massey and Kana were able to get bipartisanship support to get what we have released. But then when you look at the way Trump rolled out the red carpet for Vladimir Putin and stood there after he walked in a curvy line because dementia, they can't walk straight, and he claps like a seal, and he has our military that MAGA's so we just respect the military so much, on their hands and knees rolling out red carpet for a war criminal. So does the former KGB agent, was it a Russian hacker that went in there and got it? Was it Mossad? Or one could argue that Jeffrey Epstein, a lot of people argue that he was a Mossad agent, that Israel already has all of them.
Yeah, but I mean, around here we don't believe that. At least this is what I've been saying about Jeffrey Epstein, is that he was not an agent. He was an independent actor, if you will, right? Did he work with Mossad? Almost definitely. I think he was working with multiple intelligence agencies, including the KGB, Mossad, and anybody who was willing to pay him for his intelligence services. Whatever it might be. Running honeypots, who knows? He already had a bunch of information that was probably worth things to foreign governments. He certainly had the contacts all over the fucking place. I just don't think that he was he wasn't an agent, right? Like, he wasn't sitting behind a computer somewhere like doing intelligence. That was not him. He was not that guy. And I don't think he ever, did. Right? I think it was just a matter of him being a power player who had all of these like high-level government contacts and all of these powerful people around him and all of this money.
So this is just really, really stunning, but it makes me question if we ever get power back. It's not only grilling all of these criminals surrounding Donald Trump, every single one of them, but also grilling the Biden FBI and DOJ and transition team that we're just now finding out about this in 2026 is utter insanity. Was Congress briefed that the incoming president of the United States, somebody had compromising information on him? It's just a complete security lapse from Democrats to Republicans, top to bottom, and all roads lead.
Yeah, and like just to be clear, everybody, like I think the thing that made him like so useful, like to foreign governments, is that he was a criminal, right? Like I don't know if anybody's ever watched like things like, like spy shows or like Burn Notice or whatever else, but like these like foreign like governments in general are doing crimes in a clandestine way all the time, or they're enlisting people who they can get to do crimes for them in clandestine ways that they can, sort of do a hands-off sort of thing with, right? Be like, oh, that wasn't us, that was this guy. This guy was doing the sex cabal ring to entrap people for information. We weren't doing that. I mean, did we give him some money and some help? Sure. He asked for it. He was very convincing.
To no matter which party's in power, rich people get off the hook. And so now we have this embarrassing, compromised individual that is a convicted felon, a con artist, dumber than a box of hot rocks, a world-class cheater, and a lying Christian. Like, I mean, it's just the only people that support this man are white evangelical Christians, because it's the most co-opted, emotionally stunted, unevolved group in all of the Western world. I'm not even going to just say the United States. I'm going to say all of the Western world. And then I might even expand it to say all of the Eastern world. Because after this whole Iran thing, of course, he riles up all the rapture preppers into the Oval, and they lay hands on him and they start doing a bunch of tongue talking and all this crazy ass shit, right? And the majority of Americans look at this stuff like it's crazy, and the rest of the world looks at it even crazier. Pop this up. The Chinese are openly mocking Trump's White House prayer sessions.
Okay, all right. Moving on from this one. Burn Notice was a pretty good show, mainly because of Bruce Campbell. Wait, which one's Bruce Campbell? Is that Sam Axe? The main guy, Michael. I should be able to remember this because he says it like 1,000 times at the beginning of every show. But like the main character, that guy can actually kick your ass in real life. Look it up. He's like a 20-year martial. He like did like martial arts for like 20 years or something. He's like, like it's a long list of martial arts that he supposedly studied. Was it Sam Axe? Yeah, he was definitely the comedic. He was the comedic. The needed comedic.
I wanted to start with this amazing story.
I can't think of words. I can't allow myself to be completely sidetracked on this Burn Notice thing. All right. Staying with the Epstein
Are you still talking about
files.
Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about
I
for
wanted to
years.
start with this amazing story that Dropsite has that you and Murtaza Hussein have written. I mean, well, we could rant about how the mainstream press is deliberately ignoring the most important elements of the Epstein files, and they're just focused on the salaciousness of certain allegations, if anything. But your story at Dropsite is entitled "The Israeli Government Installed and Maintained Security System at Epstein Apartment." Tell us about your reporting on this and what you and Murtaza found.
Just more of nothing to see here.
Yep.
It would be funny if they did start including just seeding their articles with some of this or mentioning it in cable news, and then trying to explain how that fits into everything that they've told their audience, up to that point. The best way I've seen this framed as a nothing to see here goes back to the proximate cause for the surveillance and the security system being put in the apartment, which is that Ehud Barak, former Israeli prime minister, was staying there for such long stretches of time that they basically considered it to be Barak's residence, place he's staying. So they put in the security equipment, they drilled holes in the wall, they set up a hotline.
I mean, that's pretty wild. Like, how much time do you figure you got to be staying somewhere for it to be considered your residence? Half the year? So half the year, the former prime minister of Israel is hanging out at Jeffrey Epstein's house?
This is
ridiculous.
The consulate, they did background checks on all of the maids and other housekeepers that were going in and out. And then any guests who wanted to come over, you had to clear them with the Israeli government ahead of time. And, for the home of a former prime minister, that's a reasonable precaution that most states would take. This was Jeffrey Epstein's apartment. So it's like, it's kind of interesting. And, so it suggests at a minimum, an enormous amount of awareness by the Israeli government who Jeffrey Epstein is and what the relationship was with him. This would have been approved at the time by Netanyahu. Netanyahu was prime minister in 2016, 2017 when we have these records. Yoni Koren, who's a kind of high-profile Israeli intelligence official and a kind of protege of Barak's, also stayed in this apartment, as we had reported before. I think like 3 different times for like very long stretches. That's at least of what we know. So yeah, that's just more of nothing going on. Just a little,
So this is
we all have Israeli surveillance installed at our homes. Most of us just don't know it. Like this was voluntary.
And this is a separate apartment that he had in New York.
I mean, that is pretty
different
crazy.
than that enormous mansion that he had. Because I saw.
Okay, all right. Actually, let's keep going on this. I'm not gonna stop them.
This was
stop them.
This was voluntary.
And this is a separate apartment that he had in New York that is different than that enormous mansion that he had. Because I saw this is also like on 66th Street. I don't remember where his other residence is, but God, it's amazing how everything is happening. Like all of these wealthy people, or on the Upper East Side, these connections. I mean, Lutnick's right next door, and then I guess Epstein had a second apartment on 66th Street.
Yeah, this was, and a lot of it was legally owned by Mark Epstein, but it was controlled by his brother, but it was controlled by Jeffrey Epstein. Mark appears to own or a development company of his appeared to own like 2/3 of this building or something like that. It's in a more downscale neighborhood. It's maybe a 20-25 minute walk from the mansion. And I think it's over around 2nd Avenue. And East 66th. So it doesn't have the glam of being, that famous mansion is like 50 feet from Central Park. Lutnick is not living more than 50 feet away from Central Park. And it's across the street from the Frick Museum, which is ironic because, Frick made his money violently crushing, workers' rights in the 19th century. So every time Epstein would look out his window, he'd see, the virtues of that crime being kind of shown off across the street. So yeah, it's a separate apartment, and he had an apartment in Paris too that he would use for similar circumstances where people would be like, "Hey, Jeffrey, I'm going to be in town. I'm going to be in Paris. Can I stay at your apartment? I'm going to be in New York. Can I stay at your apartment?" So it was one of the extra things that he would offer to his friends and his potential or future business partners or other allies.
By the way, I think the apartment of Jeffrey Epstein in Paris, France, was sold off recently by the estate. I think it went for like $35 million or something stupid. Hold on. I mean, the inside of it was fucking insane. It looked like a palace. The outside of it also looked insane. But how much did it sell for? Did it not sell? Oh, it sold for 10 million pounds. Sorry, back in 2022, which I guess is like, back in 2022, what would that have been? Like 15 million, I think. I was off by a few million, I suppose. Still, it was a fucking palace.
It's depending on what you want to do. It's better
in the
to
middle of Paris.
Have a private apartment than have some to have a hotel. You know who's bugging the apartment. You never know who's bugging the hotel.
And what's fascinating about this too, and almost funny, is that Netanyahu has been trying to go on the messaging offensive and saying that there's no way that Jeffrey Epstein could have ties to the state of Israel, and your reporting indicates that he literally approved this this surveillance.
Ironically, Netanyahu's making a funny argument because Netanyahu has his grand ambitions regionally. He's got his relationship that he works on with the United States, and then he's got his internal, domestic coalitional intramural battles that he engages in, and sometimes those take precedence over his regional or global concerns. And he and Ehud Barak, they don't like each other. They are in opposite camps inside this intramural fight domestically. And so Netanyahu has said the reason that we know that Jeffrey Epstein has no links to Israel is because of his tight relationship with Ehud Barak. And he said Ehud Barak is you can look it up, his quote is hilarious. He's an anti-Zionist radical, who has done everything to destroy and overthrow the Israeli government. Ehud Barak. So
weren't there conversations that recordings about was it Barak that was talking about hello kitty that was talking oh my goodness about the
the cat has taken over the stream. We were talking about sex crimes, but look at this cat. Thank you for the follow, Aurelie Astra. Much appreciated. All right. Now, apparently, Epstein's longtime accountant testified, I think in Congress, although I think it was closed-door testimony given. Here's Eyewitness News ABC 7 New York from 5 hours ago. On this story...
Jeffrey Epstein's longtime accountant was on Capitol Hill yesterday.
He testified before lawmakers as a key witness in the investigation. Richard Kahn claims that he was not aware of the things Epstein did to women and girls. Here's ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Hi there, Lauren, Pedro, and Danny. Lawmakers are zeroing in on Jeffrey Epstein's inner circle, deposing his former accountant from.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
Red flags while working for Epstein. This morning, Richard Kahn, who
He saw no red flags. Okay, that's genuinely one of the funniest things I've heard all day. Incoming raids alive? Okay, from who? That's exciting. Oh. You just canceled the raid. Either way, thanks for trying. You made me happy and then made me sad. Excited, then sad. It's you're really playing with my emotions over here. But that was say that one more time.
Jeffrey Epstein's inner circle, deposing his former accountant for more than 6 hours yesterday, who told the House Oversight Committee he saw no red flags while working for Epstein.
He saw no red flags while working for Epstein. This dude is Jeffrey Epstein's accountant. I mean, that is maybe one of the funniest things I've heard all day. Seriously. No red flags, nothing. Jeffrey Epstein was like withdrawing like hundreds of thousands of, in fact, I think he was, if I recall correctly, like over his life, like throughout his crimes, I think it's alleged that he took out like over $1 billion in cash. Just think about that for a second. How does that not raise a red flag as an accountant? Yeah, so what are you doing with the $1 billion in cash you've been just playing around with? And that seems to me to be a red flag, let alone all the other sorts of financial decisions he was making. I mean, this guy was committing a litany of crimes, financial and otherwise. How you could be his accountant and not see any red flags, you'd have to be literally blind. You would have to be Helen Keller. Even I'm pretty sure she would have done a better job than that. Even Helen would have known something was up.
This morning, Richard Kahn, who watched over Jeffrey Epstein's money for more than a decade, testifying behind closed doors about the convicted sex offender's complex financial web.
I think everyone in America has questions about how Epstein was able to accumulate so much wealth.
In his opening statement, Kahn telling the committee he was not aware of the terrible and unforgivable things that Epstein did to women and girls.
This guy just didn't know about anything. No red flags, no crimes. Fascinating. Forgive me if I am mildly skeptical about that. All right. Well, to wrap this all up, I figured we would actually try and celebrate women a little bit. Since it was International Women's Day earlier this week, Monday.
Epstein was apparently...
Across the world and here in Minnesota on this International Women's Day, marches were held to support women's rights and sexism and speak out. In Minneapolis, one of the many ways to honor the day, a female-led art market.
What?
Here's Frankie McLister.
Inside a historical St. Anthony, Maine venue.
That's all women artists.
A room full of nearly 65 of them.
It's inspiring, it's fun, it's nice to get the feedback, it's nice to see the smiles on everybody's faces.
It feels really good to get out and see people and kind of like have that camaraderie.
Camaraderie that brought unity.
90% of the people who have come through here are women between the ages of about 20 to 80. And that's very atypical for shows. It's usually about, probably like 50% men, 50% women.
So you might be wondering, why March 8th? Well, the United Nations says it's all according to how women responded and moved during the Russian Revolution in 1917.
A hug to every woman that is here today.
At Powderhorn Park, a large group gathered and hit city streets, using loud voices, expressing strong opinions. And Minnesotans' reasonings for recognizing the day spread far and wide.
It's been pretty heavy the last few months, and so having two daughters and raising them in the current situation, I just want to make sure that they know that they're cherished and appreciated as much as anybody else.
Yes, indeed. Cherish and appreciate them. To support women's rights and sexism. Yeah, is that what he said? I thought that's what he said. I didn't want to interrupt the I didn't want to interrupt it for that, but I'm glad somebody pointed that out, because I too was like, wait, did he just say to support women's rights and sexism? It can't possibly be right. Who wrote this copy? All right, for more celebration of women, let's go here to the United Nations,
CDC,
where they celebrated International Women's Day 2026. Let's do it.
Please welcome our MC, Emmy Award-winning ABC television eyewitness news anchor, activist, advocate, and cherished supporter of UN Women, Sade Baruenwa.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? It is a pleasure to be here with you again here at the United Nations. Happy International Women's Day. I love all of the energy in the room and hearing all the women come here and talk about how important today is, and it really is important for us in so many ways. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, friends, and those of you who are joining us from around the world. On this International Women's Day, we gather at a crossroads for the future of women's rights, gender equality, and the empowerment of women and girls. A moment both urgent and filled with promise. Across the globe, the progress women have fought to achieve is being tested. Conflict, repression, and instability weaken the rule of law. And too often, women and girls pay the price. Yet every day, we see the leadership and courage of women pushing that progress forward. Today's conversation is about closing the gap between the rights women are promised and the justice that they actually experience. As I prepared for today, I spoke.
You know, I had to look up Sade here because I didn't know very much about her career. I wanted to, while I was watching this earlier, I was like trying to educate myself on what she's done, and I realized she's 56 years old. I thought she was like in her 30s, and I was like, wait, what? She is, I don't know what she's doing over here, but
women of
good
different
Lord.
ages navigating careers, families, and an uncertain world. And I asked them a simple question. How do women's rights feel to you right now? And one woman told me something that stayed with me. She said her mother talked about women's rights. Her teachers talked about women's rights. In fact, she even went to a women's college. She grew up knowing what women's rights looked like.
Okay, this is the wrong. You're thinking of the wrong Sade. Okay, and you're confused. You're confused. These are two different Sades. You're thinking of Sade Abu, not Sade Baruenwa. Okay, these are two different women. I know it's confusing.
Now, she said, it doesn't feel like it anymore. And when she said that, I realized something. For the first time in a long time, many young women are questioning whether the progress they were promised is real or is it slipping away. Women around the world are asking the same question. Are we still moving forward? And the answer will be shaped by the choices we make right now. Progress does not move on its own. It moves because people insist that it must. And another woman told me something different, but just as revealing. She said, I often stay silent. I say yes, but I accept what's given to me. Not because she lacks ambition, not because she lacks confidence, but because over time, like many women, pushing back can begin to feel costly. And that stayed with me, because that's how erosion begins. Erosion rarely happens at once. Sometimes it happens quietly, in expectations lowered just a little, in opportunities not pursued, in voices that begin to wonder whether speaking up is even worth the cost. And when women begin to feel that way, when they begin accepting less than what they deserve, that's when we have.
Bunker Cat once did a whole Sade music stream one time. Really? You dedicated an entire stream to that, huh? That's fascinating. Twitch is the wild, wild west. Wait, does Bunker Cat do a YouTube stream too? I feel like Bunker Cat does a YouTube stream too. I can't imagine the YouTube gods liked that very much.
To push back. And that's when moments like this matter. Around the world, women continue to show remarkable resilience. But resilience should not be mistaken for justice. Resilience is what women build when justice fails them. So the question should not only be how resilient women are, the question is, why must they be resilient in the first place? And when justice fails, action becomes unavoidable.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Why should women have to be resilient any more than men? That's a good question.
Action does not only belong to governments or to courtrooms, action belongs to every one of us, including the leaders and decision makers in this room right now, where policies, laws, and investments shape the lives of women and girls every day. What you do determines whether opportunity expands or contracts, whether a mother can build a better life for herself and her children. So today, we will hear from people who show us what action looks like in the real world, what's happening on the ground. We will hear about the courage of a 15-year-old girl who lived where girls were not meant to go to school. And yet every morning she boarded her school bus. Every morning she chose education. She chose courage. Until one day, a gunman boarded that bus. And he asked a chilling question. Who is Malala? And then he fired. The young girl they tried to silence survived and used her voice to champion the education of girls around the world. You know who I'm talking about, Malala Yousafzai, and she is here with us today. And there are many stories like hers that we're going to hear about today. So let us begin today's conversation and the work ahead. Please join me in welcoming Her Excellency, Ms. Annalena Baerbock, to speak on behalf of the UN member states. Thank you.
Good morning. Dear Executive Director of UN Women, Bahus, CDC Rattray, Ministers, Excellencies, Goodwill Ambassadors, especially ladies and girls all around the world. We have heard it all. When a woman raises her voice, she's too emotional. When she stands her ground, she's difficult. When she leads, she's too ambitious. If she wears dark suits, they whisper, "Why does she always look like a man?" But oh my gosh, if she shows up in colorful dresses and high heels. When women lead nations through crises, they are lucky. Yet, if they stumble, it becomes the biggest crisis on earth. Yes, we have heard it all, as have generations of women before us. Even more directly, and with this tone, you act like a woman, you run like a girl, as if it is something to be ashamed of. Yes, yet history has proved otherwise. The facts are crystal clear. We don't have to negotiate them again. When girls remain in school, economies grow all over the world. When women participate in the workforce, productivity rises all around the world. When women sit at peace tables, agreements last longer.
Thank you, Danny by the Sea, for the follow on Twitch. Much appreciated.
All around the world. When women lead institutions, they are more resilient. So ladies, it's time to flip the narrative. Today we are reclaiming like a woman, boldly and proudly. As sports star Serena Williams once said, "You call us crazy, we'll show you what crazy can do." Win like a woman, lead like a woman, change like a woman. Especially in the midst of backlash, when it can feel as though we are forced to fight the same old battles again and again. Battles from 80 years ago, when another so-called difficult woman, Dr. Hansa Mehta from India, showed what change like a woman can achieve. By insisting to change one single word in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. She changed the whole meaning of it, affirming that all human beings, and not only men, are born free and equal in dignity and rights. So, dear Excellencies, especially dear girls out there, next time they tell you again that gender-sensitive language or standing up for your reproductive rights is something so-called woke, resist like a woman, resist like Hansa Mehta, and remind them that women's rights are nothing new, but have been embedded in the DNA of this institution from the very beginning. And marking International Women's Day in 2026, like a woman, means that we will not stop fighting for equal representation and women's rights. Indeed, like a woman, empathic and ambitious, in suits and in colorful dresses, until the women of Afghanistan are free and girls worldwide are not being forced anymore to marry before they finish school, until we see justice for survivors of sexual abuse, whether it occurs at home or as part of exploitive sexual slavery networks as exposed in the Epstein files, until women are equally paid and represented, whether in newsrooms, in boardrooms, in governments, and yes, at the helm of this institution, our United Nations.
By the way, the music was fire at this Women's Women's Day
Thank you, Your Excellency.
event at the UN. I don't know who did it, but it was fire. Okay, we can't watch the whole thing. It's like an hour long. And I think, I mean, at some point soon, leftist mafia people are going to start going, although I don't see any of them yet. Oh, you know what? I'll let this play too. Honestly, this was a fairly good event.
Will present the Secretary General's
wasn't mad at it.
official written statement, ensuring his message and commitment resonate with all of us gathered here today.
Women's rights are human rights, and investing in women and girls is one of the
Surfs is
surest
live?
ways.
No, they're not. Is Surfs live? I mean, honestly, it's not going to end the stream for me just because he's live. I'm just, I haven't seen anybody go live yet. I've been watching. Are you sure he's live, or are
Make
you
the world
imagining?
a better place?
When women are involved in negotiating peace, agreements last longer.
Women in tech make digital tools more inclusive.
Women in government are more likely to pass climate-friendly policies.
When women have access to decent jobs and inclusive workplaces, our economies grow.
And educating girls can unlock the brain power we need to tackle every issue on Earth.
Girls can do anything, and they deserve the chance.
We need rights, equality, and empowerment for all women and girls.
And we need women everywhere to be free from violence and fear.
In sport, in politics,
in peace and peacemaking,
in healthcare,
in science, and in the stories we tell on screen.
Just look at the young women leading climate movement across the globe.
Women and girls are claiming their power. When we invest in women and girls, life gets better for men and boys too.
Life gets better for people with disabilities.
For care.
I love how they gotta get that in there. Boys too. Hey, guy. Just in case there's any men listening, look, if we make things better for women, it'll be better for you too. Oh, fascinating. I'm listening. All right, let's see.
Well, taking action for justice requires us to be fearless. In a world where we often see indifference to discrimination, notable women demonstrate leadership through fearlessly advocating for their principles. As we honor the spirit of International Women's Day, let's recognize those who make justice their mission, who never step back. And now, it is my honor to introduce Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter, actress, and mental health advocate, oh, you guys are in for a treat, who many of you have may recently seen on Broadway, Michelle Williams, whose performance of her song Fearless really captures this spirit. Michelle.
Good morning.
Life is a runaway, running out every day. You can take a bow, or you can love it anyhow. I know you're scared of heights, but take the jump anyway. And you won't regret it, no.
I should probably skip this one because I'm probably gonna get copyrighted for this. Just realizing it now as I'm listening to it. But we will let her speak.
You have to be fearless to sing at 9 in the morning. You also have to be fearless. You're dressed up, you're looking good. Some of you probably are what we would call jet lagged, but you are here, and I am just really, truly humbled. So again, good morning. Thank you to UN Women, UN Foundation, and all of you here in this incredible assembly. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here today. We are all here for one purpose, to elevate, defend, and advance the rights of all girls and women everywhere. I believe, and I've experienced this, I know that perfect love casts out all fear. That's the song I just performed. It's all about that. To rise above the fear, to stand for what is right despite all the reasons to be fearful. I am truly, again, humbled to stand here with you today. I was raised in Rockford, Illinois, by a strong woman. She told me when I was younger, these are her words verbatim, "You come from a strong lineage of women." And as I look back on that statement, I realize it's a privilege, but I also realize how it's also threatening. But girls must be told about their strength, and their strength needs to be encouraged and celebrated. Our world could be so much better and further along if people realize and accept that women and girls are capable of many, many things. Sorry, fellas, but sometimes we also do things better. Just love y'all. I love you a lot. Aww. As Seema Bahous, Executive Director of UN Women, says, "This is not the moment to pull back. It is the moment to step forward. UN Women will continue to push for progress." Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes, I see that Surfs is live on Twitch, but he's on like break right now. So I'm not gonna raid into that. But do let me know if the Surfs people or the leftist mafia people start going live. I assume it's gonna be a little while from now, if none of them are live yet. Sometimes they all just go live at the same time. Sometimes Lance goes like ahead of everybody, and sometimes he doesn't. By the way, Space Fams, how are you all? How are you all holding up? Good, I hope. Hope you're doing good. Oh, so Lance did go live finally on YouTube. Okay, well then I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit on this.
And Executive Chair of the Malala Fund, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate and author. Malala's advocacy has helped transform the global conversation on girls' education and the rights of women and girls around the world. Her courage and unwavering voice continue to inspire people everywhere. to stand up for equality and justice. And as Malala takes the stage, we're first going to hear from girls themselves in a short video highlighting Afghan girls and their undaunted pursuit of freedom.
For me, freedom means waking up every day and being able to move towards my dream without fear.
I decided that I would not let fear dictate my future. It is the right to walk outside without fear, to learn without barriers.
It means being able to continue my education.
First opened my book. Despite the threats and fears, I felt the power within me.
My dream is to bring the light of education into every single home in Afghanistan.
I found courage when I spoke my truth, even as my voice trembled. Power is the persistence to keep going even when the road is hard.
I find hope in the belief that change is slow, but it is possible.
My dream is to keep learning for all of the Afghan girls.
Knowledge is power, and no one should take that from us.
Please welcome Malala Yousafzai.
Thank you to the panelists, to the member state representatives, and to the advocates gathered here today. 13 years ago, I first spoke in this hall. I have stood here before you many times since then, urging leaders to take action for girls around the world. For a long time, I believed that my voice could make a difference, that things would change. But today, I stand here heartbroken. Never have I seen so many children suffering from war and violence, injured and dying at the hands of unaccountable leaders. I am devastated for families in Iran whose daughters left for school and did not return home. For parents in Gaza who buried their children beneath the rubble of their classrooms. For Afghan girls living under the brutal Taliban regime for nearly 5 years. You will be hearing a lot this week about access to justice. But true justice does not defend the humanity of children in one place and ignore it in another. It is not selectively applied. It does not claim that our rights are dependent on where we were born or what is politically safe for the people in this room. Under international law, killing children in their classrooms is a war crime. When civilians are deprived of food, water, medicine, and shelter, the law obligates states to act. Looking around the world today, we must ask ourselves why justice is privilege. We must ask ourselves why justice is a privilege extended to some and withheld from others. Why is it wide enough to reach to girls in Minab, Jabalia, or Kandahar? Globally, we are witnessing a backlash against women and girls. These women and girls have fought for generations to gain their rights. And nowhere is that more evident than Afghanistan. Since the Taliban took over the country in 2021, they have controlled courts, the police, and public institutions. And they have used their power to abuse women and girls. Girls cannot go to secondary school or university. Women cannot go to work, leave their homes without a male chaperone, or even speak in public. The list goes on and on. No sports, no nail polish, no singing, no reciting poetry. Women and girls cannot be treated by a male doctor and are not allowed to train to become doctors themselves. In Afghanistan today, it is legal for a man to beat his wife or daughter. I recently spoke on the phone with an Afghan girl. When I go to my room and read a book, she said, it feels like I am defying the Taliban. She is one of the millions for whom simply existing has become an act of courage. For nearly 5 years now, the Taliban have been erasing women and girls from public life. And the world has responded by looking away or by excusing the abuses of the Taliban under the banners of culture or religion. This is not culture. It is not religion. It is a system of segregation and domination. We must call the regime in Afghanistan by its true name, gender apartheid. And we must explicitly recognize it as a crime under international law. By codifying gender apartheid, we can protect women and girls and prevent these atrocities from happening for another generation. It is not enough to grieve for those who are suffering. We must move from sympathy to accountability. Afghan women are not asking for military intervention. They're not asking to be saved. They are asking for recognition in law so that the long work of justice can begin. So I ask the member states in this room, how long will you allow the law to stand still while injustice evolves? 13 years ago, I believed that speaking in this hall would be enough. Today I know that speeches do not protect girls. But law, accountability, and political courage can. You have all three within your reach. Now is the time to use them. Thank you.
Immediately, if not sooner.
Okay, well, there we go. Malala. Oh, shit. Yousafzai. Speaking there at the UN International Women's Day 2026.
Depends on one thing.
Oops. I think that's probably a good enough place for us to end this here stream today, a celebration of women. Fairly certain we didn't do a good enough job, but it was rather impromptu. Some stuff that I had planned for later this week, combined with some other things. I don't know. It was done on the fly, but we did it. And I'm feeling okay about it. All right, everybody. I'm probably going to do a stream after the Leftist Mafia tonight. An Iran update, most likely. Well, we got through another stream. Not that long and really not that difficult, but thankfully we had each other to get through it. So I see you next. You stay classy, Galactic Stream Nation. Can't forget this. These are your galactic patrons. Gabby, Goth Dogs, Aaron W, Schmegley, PB, Midi, Afroponics, Narwhal by Nature, Interplanet Janet, Godcat, Robot Cat, Disco Wolf, Galley Braiding, Sammy, Geodragon, The Anti-Corporatist, Obsessive Audio, Moanoip, Nadia, Choki, Skelts, Selena, Omega Star, Sasha G, Pitchforks Dragon, Vincent Morales, Donald James X, Evan from Portland, Lovely Pariah, Mish, Becky, Decipher, Icebreaker, Columbia Rican, New York, Will in Detroit, Sisyphean Task, BC, Free Palestine, Hermit Horologist, HBX, Manda, Lori Lunchmeat, Carl, Gaslight Hypocrisy, Paige Larson, Frizzla, Benihana99, Dark Sparkle, CJ from the Six, The Reference Frame, Glitchmaster, Social Butterfly, and The Anarchist. That's right, all of these people here have helped produce the show, which your eyes and ears just got done enjoying. You can too for just a few US dollars a month on Patreon.
Thank you.